How did you even find clay? Like you were like, oh, I'm just gonna choose clay. Like as opposed to other earrings or.
Yeah. Well, I grew up going to like Chile. My family's from Chile in the summertime. And there's these things called Feria de Artesanía, which translated is just like an artisan fair. And they're everywhere. And I always thought they were so cool because you could actually see these people like making the things in front of you and then selling them. And to me, it was such like, like I was in awe and I loved it. And I kind of started with a collection of earrings because I worked in restaurants. I've been kind of like trapped into uniforms and like ugly uniforms. I worked in a Mexican restaurant where I had to wear like neon green polyester. I've worked in Caribbean restaurants where it's like Tommy Bahama. I've worked at like Italian restaurants where it's a tie, but it's always things that like are so not you that kind of trap you. And you only have about like this up to do anything creative. You know what I mean? Earrings, yes. Dude, earrings. So I always used earrings as a form of like expressing myself. And I kind of fell into, so polymer clay earrings is like a very specific kind of earring. And I fell in love with it just by buying it. And I remember Pat and I have a mutual friend, Anna. I would talk to Anna and I would be like, girl, I gotta go home because my boyfriend can't see that I just ordered another pair of earrings. Like that package gotta go inside and hidden because if I bring another pair of earrings home, he's gonna break up with my ass. And I had to, it was like an obsession. And I just grew like this large collection of it. And I would always wear it. And people would ask me like, did you make those earrings? And I would always be like, no. And I love supporting other small businesses. So I was always quick to be like, no, this is the Instagram, this is this or whatever. But then it was like a light bulb moment where I was just like, well, why am I not making my earrings? You know what I mean? Like how hard is it to make earrings? And that's kind of where it started into like the realm of a hobby. And I in my mind, like I said, like I felt like I was an artist that hadn't found its medium for like whatever reason, clay made sense to me.
Wow.
Like I it was just one of those things where like it organically started coming about. I was just like, oh, you know, and it's kind of tough finding your artistic eye because you're so influenced by the things that you like. And there's like a fine line in like copying another artist.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
And so being inspired by other artists.
And being inspired by other artists, exactly. Because there's a difference between, let's say, a trend or a method than the actual like style.
Right.
Because nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody invented cow print. You know, like you can't be like, I invented cow print. No, a cow invented cow print. They were born with it. You know what I mean? And it's a trend. Right. But it's like how your eye and how your hands translate cow print. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think what's cool about like jewelry design is it's the design part of it that I think most artists find themselves most involved with. And then like obviously the medium is what carries out that initial design or that initial creative
like
thing.
The material. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I feel like I like too that in your Instagram you show that it's like collections that you've made based on like certain themes or like yeah. So I feel like that also appeals to the fact that like this is an artist designing earrings. Like
yes, and it's all very thoughtful. Like there is a lot of thought that goes behind it. There's a lot of effort that goes behind it. I'm always trying to learn new methods. I'm like constantly on YouTube just trying to see like, and it all starts with like, wow, like how did they do that? And then you start out with that, you learn how to do it. And then it turns into how does Claudia do that? You know, like how does Noni Clay like make this kind of thing?
Right.
Which is so much fun. Like, oof, go ahead.
I'm like, I feel like we're like girl fanning. We're like, oh my gosh, we have questions.
No. And I told you I talk fast. I'm like, there, you know.
No, I love it. I love it.
I'm
That's how
Hispanic.
fast Sasha talks.